Hi, this is John from Bear Bull Traders, and I want to discuss my best and worst trade for 25 June 2021. As always, if you could like this video, subscribe to the channel, or hit the alert bell, we really appreciate it. My worst trade today was on mRNA. This was a high a day break trade where the high a day was 224.37. The volume at entry was about 1 million shares, and the R vol was about 110%. So vaccine stocks, the two primary ones being mRNA and NVAX, have been trading well to the long side lately. They're kind of back in play for me, so that's a good thing. And NVAX broke the high of day 8 minutes after the open, and it made a nice, easy run. And I missed it. By the time I saw it, it was too late. And I will admit I had some regret of missing out on that trade. And it made me think about mRNA because I thought it might make a sympathetic move to kind of catch up with its brother there. So I started to look at mRNA and what might set up here. I like the chance to break out of this daily level, this red line here, which is the high of 2 days ago. And I liked it more because it's higher than yesterday's high. So it represents a better high to break out from. Basically, if the high of 2 days ago is higher than yesterday's high, that's the better breakout level, I think. And if yesterday's high is the higher one, then that is the better breakout level. So that's what I was going for there. I was worried a bit about R4 up above, a common place to reject from or have trouble getting through, but there is some room. So you get the high day here at 224.37, R4 is at 225.14. Probably expect that resistance at the combination of 225, the $5 level, and R4, but still enough room to play with. I had 1 minute volume spiking up a bit, so a nice bar here. It's higher than the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes, so you got something there, but we certainly don't have building 1 minute volume as it goes up into the high of day. SPY not in my direction. SPY's rejected off the pre-market high here, and it is trending down. Does it matter at 9:43? Not too much. It starts to matter, like I always say. Back here, 9:35, I'm not too worried about it. As the minutes tick on, I'm worried more about what the market is doing, unless it's making obviously huge moves. Like this drop would be more worrisome than this drop, for example. You got to kind of feel it out. I took an entry at 224.58 when the bid broke 224.37. And it just couldn't get it to move fast enough. And I thought there was a dying 1 minute chart setting up here. We had two candles of a dying 1 minute chart. A third one with a lower high and a lower low would have probably spelled doom. I got it moving a bit in my direction again, but enough time had passed that I decided to just get out. And then it popped after that. So tough decision there. My best trade was on space. This was an intraday level breakout trade where that level I was looking at was $54, right around 54, not 54 exactly. Volume at entry 190 million shares, R vol 1100%. So space, big time in play today. I'd like to point out there's a 20% short float on space according to FinViz. So what it looked like what was happening was it was getting a nice squeeze all day. Space was having a very big day. After getting FAA approval for passenger flights. So very probable that today's upward movement was a bit of a short squeeze. Oops, I should say HOD. The high day was up at 56.40, but saw an interesting long duration resistance setting up at $54. This lasted a long time, essentially from 11:45 in the morning to 1:35 in the afternoon Eastern time. Just kept going up to 54, getting through it sometimes, falling short sometimes, but it just couldn't get through that level. And I took an entry at 54.04 on a huge pop in volume. And you can see that here. You see the big move, boom, right up to 54. And I thought, all right, this is the place to bust through it. And this will often work. So I don't regret this. Some people would say this is extended, but I think after all this long resistance, when you have a move like that, you can usually get your stop underneath it, and get a risk-free trade pretty quick. But that did not happen. So I became stuck in this for quite some time. And I don't usually stay in a trade this long, except I was basically around break even on the day, a little bit green. So this trade was either going to take me a bit into the red, or it could very possibly make my day. And I decided, it's late, it's Friday, let's just stick it out. The day's not that special anyway. I'm not really risking all that much, in terms of messing up my week or anything. So I stayed in it. A bit of a fake out here. In this candle, which took me kind of very momentarily close to being stopped out, and then that bought back up again. Eventually got the move. And space squeezed some more today. So I got 50% partials at 54.85. The goal here was, oh, I forgot my dollar signs. The goal here was near $55. The next partial is at 55.50. I could feel some resistance here. This was giving me some nice profit. I really wanted to get to the next dollar level, but you can see where it did fail here. It came back down closer to my first partial. So I can't say I regret taking some off at around 55.50. The next partial was exactly at 56. The next one was near 57 at 56.93. This is now over the high a day of 56.40. So this is a very good place to take partial for sure. Not just a dollar level, but a stock like this late in the day when it breaks its high day, often it's not going to go much higher than that. And I took the last partial at 55.85 and started to pull back. Honestly, this was just to get me above a certain R level for my day. It's just a psychological win kind of thing. So I took some off there. And then I held the rest to, no, wait a minute. 56. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the 56.93 partial. And the last one's not shown. I got confused. The last one's at 55.85, and that was right at the close. All right, yeah, so lucky way to close out the week, perhaps. Felt good. I hope you guys had a great week. I hope you had a green week, and I can't wait to see you Bear Bull Traders back on Monday. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.